You might not be able to tell from some of my more recent videos, but I love video games. You know what Sub-Terrania is? Sub-Terrania is a video game. It's a video game's video game. You play as a guy in a spaceship who shoots aliens. That's it! What do you want? A story? Go read a book! Sub-Terrania plays like a mix of Lunar Lander and Defender. You don't have direct control over your ship like you do in other similar games. Instead, you only have control over rotation and forward or backwards movement. At the same time, gravity is constantly pulling you downwards. As such, you're constantly having to reorient yourself and maintain momentum in order to avoid the obstacles in the level. This isn't a game that gradually goes from easy to difficult. This is a game that begins at difficult and expects you to become a master or lose, or go play a different game. But I've got videos to make, so my hands are tied on this one. But here's my confession. I didn't become a master of Sub-Terrania. I used an infinite lives cheat. But here's my justification. Sub-Terrania has 9 levels and a final boss. If you lose all of your lives, you start over at the very beginning of the game. After the first 2 levels, the game becomes incredibly difficult and arcane. Take, for example, level 3. So in level 3 there's this laser, right? Well, there's a bunch of lasers, but there's one laser and you have to go get this mirror thing. And then you have to fly this mirror thing up to this robot car, and then you switch to the mirror like it's a weapon, and then you drop the mirror onto the car, right? And then you have to go land on this platform, and that makes a different laser go away, so then you can fly back to where you were and grab a different mirror, and you kind of have to angle it in the middle of this group of enemies that knock you out of position constantly. And you have to line this up perfectly so that the laser shoots through this obstacle. Oh, and every time you use your booster, you use up fuel, and if you run out of fuel, you die. And that's level 3. And in a much later level, you have to shoot a bunch of lasers at this little red thing to make them swoosh around in a triangle. And then your weapon breaks for no reason, and then you have to shoot this wall for some reason, and then you beat the level. So yeah, this is a game that seems like it was made by and for crazy people. It's kind of refreshing in a way. This isn't a game that was made to appeal to any demographic other than people who were really, really into video games in 1993. I've seen speedruns and hard mode runs of this game on YouTube, and it's kind of beautiful at a certain point. If you're at the level where you can beat this game without using cheat codes, you can basically say that you've mastered Sub-Terrania. Very few people will be able to say that, and that's kind of awesome. That's also probably for the best, considering you could beat this game in about 15 minutes if you knew what you were doing. If you don't know what you're doing, be prepared to crash into walls and die and start over a lot. A lot.